We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Emmy-winning activist Karamo will be honored at the National LGBTQ+ Task Force Gala for his work against HIV stigma and mental health support.
The first ever RuPaul's Drag Race Global All-Stars ignites chaos as queens clash. Tensions rise with clashes between Queen Kong and Nehellenia, leaving fans eager for a resolution.
The Supreme Court will hear U.S. v. Committee challenging Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The ruling is expected to shape transgender rights.
A Canadian survey shows trans and gender-fluid adults are 6 more times likely to attempt suicide than cisgender peers. The statistics highlight urgent mental health needs.
Taylor Frey and Kyle Dean Matthew create a genuine LGBTQ holiday rom-com, The Holiday Exchange, breaking norms with authentic queer representation and spicier content.
Good evening. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we now have more than 9.5 million views. Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ+ brand in Florida. We thank you for watching and for your support of our voice in our community. More than 500,000 of you have watched this show in the last 60 days. It is Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we are going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ+ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same mold of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and our television, news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community.
Let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome back Alex Morash. Alex has written for The Advocate and served as editor-in-chief of Options Magazine. He has also served as media director of the National LGBTQ Task Force and press secretary for the Florida Democratic Party. Welcome back, Alex. Tell me what's happening.
Thank you. I'm doing well, but I don't think everyone in Florida is doing well. I want to remind people tonight that there is a strong hurricane coming to Florida. For people in Tampa, please look at the evacuation warnings. I mean, for pity's sakes, the openly lesbian mayor of Tampa has said, if you do not get out of an evacuation, you're going to die. When the lesbians are saying it's time to leave, it's time to go, people. Get in the car and go. There's a stadium that is a shelter for those that need it. If you don't need it, just go as far from the area as you can.
Long story short, listen to the lesbians.
That's right.
Let's welcome back Corey Billions. Corey is a proud LGBTQ+ community member from West Palm Beach. He has served as a pharmacy technician for 10 years and currently works as a peer coordinator at Community Care Resource. Welcome back, Corey. Tell me what's happening.
Well, I just want to give a shout out to my favorite cousin. She just transitioned 2 years ago. So Jazz, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jazz. Let's welcome back Alfredo Olvera. Alfredo is an Ecuadorian-born immigrant living in Fort Lauderdale. He is a licensed real estate agent, I didn't know that about you, and serves as state committeeman for the Broward Democratic Party. He is also a delegate to the 2024 Democratic National Convention. Alfredo is the president of the Dolphin Democrats, one of America's largest LGBTQ political action groups. Welcome back, Alfredo. Tell me what's happening.
Thank you. You know, with the hurricane coming, it's an election on November 5th is so important that people request a vote by mail ballot. We have less than 30 days for this election, and we don't know how the storm is going to affect any part of the state. So people have until October 24th to request a vote by mail ballot.
You heard it here first from the president of the Dolphin Democrats. Do it.
And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, Eric Restivo. Eric is well known for DJing at some of the largest clubs in West Hollywood and has had residencies in LA, P-Town, NYC, and now Wilton Manors. He is the television host of The W Boys, focusing on LGBTQ love for entertainment, broadcast, Fridays, and then on demand. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you so much. And to piggyback off of Alex, please, everyone, stay safe. Get as prepared as you feel you need to for your home, and ride out Lady Milton, because she's apparently angry. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points for Queer News for today. First, this evening, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Emmy winner Karamo will be presented the National Leadership Award at the Task Force Gala in October. The National LGBTQ+ Task Force will recognize Emmy-winning Queer Eye star and queer activist Karamo with the National Leadership Award during its annual fundraising gala on October 19th. Karamo is being honored for his dedication to combating HIV stigma and offering mental health support and education to the Black queer community. He has also been an advocate for his son Jason, who publicly came out as pansexual at the age of 21. Funds raised through the gala will help advance the rights of LGBTQ+ individuals across the nation, with a special focus on Florida-based initiatives. Tickets for the event are available at thetaskforce.org/taskforcegala.
Welcome to a celebration where we nurture hope for our community. Join us for the National LGBTQ Task Force Gala, Roots of Progress, Blooms of Hope. This year, we gather to honor our journey together and envision a future where our dreams blossom into reality. Experience an evening where your support fuels change, and every moment is a testament to our collective strength. From inspiring performances to powerful stories, each element of the night is designed to celebrate and uplift our community. Get ready for an evening of celebration and impact. Hosted by actor and musician Jay Rodriguez. Honoring Karamo, Jim Tyrell, and Roger Thompson. See you on Saturday, October 19th, as we celebrate our journey and fuel our future. Your presence makes all the difference. See you there.
And again, you can get those tickets at thetaskforce.org/taskforcegala. I believe it's just about 2 weeks out. I'm supposed to be attending the after ball, so I hope to also attend the whole event. But listen, anytime a celebrity, and I'm sure everyone at the roundtable is going to agree, uses their platform to spread awareness for the LGBTQ+ community and to back their literal family, like his son, and spread that awareness to an even younger community of LGBTQ+ individuals, it's chef's kiss. It's a small victory that we love to celebrate here. So thank you, Karamo.
No, I was looking at the Task Force Gala this year, and like, as someone who used to like be part of preparing for all that,
lineup,
it's a really good lineup, but also like, it's so wonderful to see this task force taking such positive steps to try and make it a much more inclusive and representative gala, because there's always been this tension for the task force of like, you know, they're an organization that's really focused on queer people of color, marginalized groups, economic justice, and they do a fancy gala, and that's always trying to like, how do you like circle that square? And they've been doing good things. I also want to give them a huge kudos. I don't know if they're going to love this particular kudos. I'm so glad to see that Wells Fargo is not a sponsor this year. Good job, Task Force, for finally getting away from a company that you used to support that was also being fined for racist auto loan practices while you were talking about like racial justice. So good job, Wells. Good job. Good job.
Oh, Alex.
Well, I'm happy that they are celebrating Karamo. He is under-recognized, and he does a lot in the community. And we need stuff like this because there's younger people that look up to older gays or older homosexuals or LGBTQ alphabet soup. And we need these examples. There's not many examples of Black gay men or a couple lesbians, and there's a couple people that are politicians. So we need these examples.
Yeah, we need more visibility, and that's what these organizations provide. Make sure that people who are not able to, experience the gay life experience, the queer experience every day because they live in a small town, these events provide visibility. And for those celebrities and more than anything, they're great fundraising events to help the organizations.
I was just going to add, if you don't live in the area and you can't get access to these kind of events, you can always find a virtual community through all of these websites as well. Just go to taskforce.com for sure.
Exactly. Have fun, everyone. Next up, let's queer up drag culture. Drag Race Global All-Stars sparks drama. Queen Kong vs. Nehellenia. The first ever RuPaul's Drag Race Global All-Stars season has erupted into chaos. The competition, featuring 12 queens from international Drag Race seasons, began with camaraderie, but has escalated into a full-blown feud. As of episode 9, tensions are high between Queen Kong, Drag Race Down Under Season 2, and Kitty Scott-Klaus of Drag Race UK Season 3 against Nehellenia, Drag Race Italia Season 2. Nehellenia took to live streaming to reveal alleged behind-the-scenes bullying, claiming she asked producers to disqualify Queen Kong. She did a live stream saying, in quotes, "I told production, for me it's too much. This is bullying. She needs to be disqualified for that. But they said it wasn't bullying. She just exposed her opinion." Queen Kong responded via Instagram, calling the accusations exaggerated. Her Instagram stories said, "I don't usually give in to things being said online, but there are a lot of accusations going around based on what Nehellenia is saying happened off camera. This is now impacting my reputation and the way I support and provide for my family. Please stop with the exaggerated stories, a fight that almost got physical outside the studio that producers intervened in off camera. This is ridiculous," end quote. With the fandom divided, Drag Race Global All-Stars has proven to be anything but harmonious. Fans are left wondering how this drama will unfold as the queens continue to compete.
Yeah, during this Untagged, me and other girls of the season asked that. I really say that. I don't have problem to say. I say to some of the production, say, for me it's too much. This is bully. She need to be disqualified for that. But they say it's not bullying. She just she just exposed her opinion. But yeah, it was the only time that I used that word during all the recording. Just in this episode, I use it.
You know, bullying's always serious, but at the same time, like reading this and going through all this, like, you know, there's so many trivial stories like giant hurricanes and, you know, is a dictator going to take over this country? I'm glad to know that we're getting to the deep, serious news of, is Drag Race All-Stars International having a feud in chaos? You know, I think that's...
I mean, bullying's is a big word, you know. So to me, listen, forever now, the fans of RuPaul's Drag Race, whether it's global, whether it's All-Stars, whether it's Michelle Visage, I don't know all the different versions, but they're all crazy and they're all big bad wolves behind their screens and their keyboards. And then when you meet them at events like RuPaul's Drag Con, they're all just little children. So I take this with a grain of salt. I do think that in light of everything going on right now, it's nice to have a little bit of a break and look at the drag queens going at one another. Why not?
There is one thing that I'll say of like World of Wonder, which is what produces Drag Race, like drag is more than what RuPaul's Drag Race is, but I feel like World of Wonder has gone so big and so encompassing of drag that I'm like, maybe
this isn't World of Wonder anymore. It's Paramount Plus now, Drag Race Global All-Stars.
So they don't even produce it.
So World of Wonder ended its like full, I think they may still be co-producers, but they ended their full like production contract when they went into the streaming world with Paramount Plus, and he went into the different versions of All Stars, because you can't watch All Stars without Paramount Plus.
Yeah, but the Drag Race, I feel like, you know, it's so much of a competition, and I don't know if drag is more than that, and Drag Race seems to engulf the whole like monopoly on drag, and I'm like, let's watch some other drag.
There's an issue, you know, and the underlying issue is bullying. It's not acceptable, but then it's also drama made for TV,
right?
Yeah. And everybody is making money out of it,
right?
Is it a maxi challenge or a mini challenge?
Right. It's probably a combination of both, to be fair.
Alrighty, next, let's queer up social justice. Supreme Court to hear controversial case on gender-affirming care for trans minors. The U.S. Supreme Court is preparing to hear U.S. v. Scrimeri, a case challenging Tennessee's ban on gender-affirming care for minors. The hearing date is yet to be set, but legal experts predict it will draw widespread attention. The American Civil Liberties Union, ACLU, which represents families challenging the ban, expects the court to schedule the case for December. The controversy began in March of 2023 when Tennessee Governor Bill Lee signed Senate Bill 1 into law, prohibiting surgeries, puberty blockers, and hormone treatments for individuals under 18 seeking gender transition. In response, 3 families with transgender children filed a federal lawsuit. They argue that the law violates the U.S. Constitution's equal protection and due process guarantees, as well as Section 1557 of the Affordable Care Act, which prohibits sex discrimination in health care. The case has escalated to the Supreme Court after a series of lower court rulings. Initially, a district court blocked the law, but the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals reversed that decision. Now the plaintiffs are seeking intervention from the High Court. The Biden administration Solicitor General Elizabeth Prelogar has urged the court to take up the case. The case will test how far the court is willing to go, the logic of the Dobbs decision, which overturned Roe v. Wade. The plaintiffs have received support from a wide range of organizations, including the American Bar Association, Planned Parenthood, and the American Academy of Pediatrics, while Tennessee has also garnered support through numerous briefs. As the hearing approaches, the case will be a key indicator of how the court balances religious, political, and medical perspectives regarding transgender rights. Oof, it is, you know,
back to reality.
Let me, because not only the transgender community, but women are suffering right now.
Absolutely.
Women in general are suffering, and part of it is because white women and some people didn't show up to vote in 2016. And that is the reality. And because of that, we have Supreme Courts that are super ultra conservative. And we can't let this happen. We have to make sure that if we want women's rights, LGBTQ rights, transgender folks' rights protected, we have to make sure that we elect the right people this election. And so could be 2 or 3 more Supreme Court justices that leave the court in the next 2-3 years, and whoever gets elected as president gets to appoint him.
Now, I'm hoping that some Supreme Court justices retire. Hey, Clarence Thomas, you know you don't want the job anymore. But like, in all seriousness, like, not to get too much into like the old elections, but like, I say this whenever I'm like advising Democrats, you have to give people a reason to vote for you. And like, I loved Hillary, but a lot of people didn't have a reason to vote for her. And, you know, there are consequences to that. This particular case really scares me, I'll be honest, because the Supreme Court has been very clear that they are completely okay with the government deciding that they know better than doctors. So I'm really scared for these families. I'm scared for queer kids and trans kids in Tennessee.
It's like at this point, enough is enough.
Exactly. It's like I
it's just really
better,
beginning,
but
you know, so that's what's really scary, you know.
You know.
It's you mentioned a really important percentage of humans who didn't show up to the polls, and it's not like you're just saying it because to say it, it was statistically proven, you know, and this election is so important. So I don't know how many different languages we can say it from this roundtable, how many different times, but please, you said October 24th was the last day to
request a vote by mail ballot. And also, here's the thing, it's like we have this political purity amongst Democrats, that if it's not perfect, we won't vote for the person. In the meantime, the Republicans are voting for a criminal.
He has a big personality.
But of course, none of that affects the fact that this court is the current court. And I really just cannot overemphasize that maybe the sex discrimination issue, they might actually be decent on and side with that. But if they in any way take it in a similar direction as Dodd's, like I'm just terrified.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Don't hold your breath. Next, let's queer up health. Trans and gender fluid adults face elevated suicide risk. A new Canadian mental health survey reveals that trans and gender fluid adults are 6 times more likely to have attempted suicide than their cisgender counterparts. Published in JAMA Network Open, the survey gathered responses from 9,861 participants. Researchers found that trans and gender fluid individuals were 3 times more likely to meet clinical diagnoses from depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and sociophobia, compared to the cisgender respondents. Additionally, there were 3 times more likely to have suicidal thoughts and 6 times more likely to have attempted suicide. According to Ian Crabtree, a co-author on the study, quote, research has shown that transgender and gender diverse people are more likely to experience discrimination, bullying, and stigma, and to suffer from policies of exclusion. This is likely to be a strong contributor to higher rates of mental disorder and suicidality, end quote. He emphasized the importance of gender-affirming care and safe spaces to improve mental health. Outcomes from the trans people. Our research, including a Danish study from 1980 to 2021, found similar trends in elevated suicide rates among trans individuals. This is what we were just talking about. The doctors, again, politicians and these Congress people are not doctors, so they're not sitting face to face with someone who is bipolar or is expressing weird urges to be a woman and what could possibly help, but yet they're going to stop it from happening. Like, that is crazy to me. We elected these people to help us, but they are controlling us like we're hens in the slaughterhouse.
I think what's really quite sad, and more importantly from this story, is that, you know, adults, the pain doesn't go away, right? So you grow up and you don't have that support around you, and maybe you get to a point where you isolate yourself just to get yourself happy, whether that means transitioning from opposite sex or taking whatever you think that is best for yourself, and your family doesn't support that and your friends don't support that, and you have nothing left, you know, and that's when the suicidal thoughts come in. And that is just of a life of built up no support, you know, and that's what is heartbreaking to me about this. It's yes, there's resources for people now, but what about back then? You know, like the people who ran so our younger LGBTQ plus trans community are now walking a little bit faster, you know, so it's heartbreaking, but it's not new news to me, unfortunately.
That's sort of my sadness watching. It's like there's been a lot of surveying of the trans community and the LGBTQ community at large, both when you're looking at youth and adults that have consistently shown higher levels of mental health issues and higher levels of suicide. And it's nothing special about it. We get treated so terribly by society.
He wants to be attacked all day.
Politics is part of it, but there's a whole other social component of how we're treated. You know, healthcare providers have been shown to have bias when dealing with, also we're dealing with Black patients, dealing with queer patients. I've had a few experiences in my life with really not very good doctors who have been a little judgmental. Like, it really hurts in all these different areas. And, you know, this is just reminding us of the, once again, this very scary and unfortunate session that, like, it does matter. Like, how you treat other people does matter in society. I know that shouldn't be news, but apparently it is to some people.
It's the trans community is the most vulnerable community, and it's no news, but it is sad to hear that they face elevated suicide risk. We need to do more.
Hopefully a year from now, those numbers will be a little bit different.
Well, I just want to say you're loved by Queer News Tonight.
Yes, Corey.
And me. I love
said.
my trans sisters and brothers.
Yes, beautifully said, Corey.
Thank you for that uplifting message, because we also have next up, Queer Up Entertainment. New gay holiday rom-com is ready to shine bright this season. Taylor Frey and Kyle Dean Mathy are back together for a gay holiday rom-com, The Holiday Exchange, showcasing their true, authentic selves. While fans have enjoyed seeing the couple portray queer characters in Hallmark and Lifetime films, they took matters into their own hands for this project. Frey said, "We weren't making this film for Lifetime. This was not something for Hallmark. It was just important for us to make sure that another gay holiday-themed film was coming out this year," end quote. Hallmark and Lifetime movies are often recognized for their cheesy romance, which is why Frey and Mathy aim to portray genuine LGBTQ love in The Holiday Exchange. This film includes spicier content that is rarely featured on conservative networks. Mathy said, in quotes, "Some of the dialogue might be a little bit spicy. There might be a couple scenes where Taylor is in a certain level of undress, which everyone enjoyed at the screening," end quote. The Holiday Exchange stands out as one of the few new queer films debuting this holiday season. The Holiday Exchange is streaming now on Peacock, Prime Video, and Tubi.
You told me you were going on a creative writing retreat, and instead you went to see your ex.
There is nothing going on between him and me.
Did you and Sean break up?
Why, does it look like I've been crying?
What?
I will end Sean for this.
I gotta get out of here.
You always rent the house out for the holiday.
Actually, I had a last-minute inquiry. Are you still interested in my place?
Absolutely.
Any leads on a great rental home in Los Angeles?
My place will be empty.
So you sticking around this year?
I need to be here for Dad.
You deserve better, and I even deserve better. That could have been my son-in-law.
Maybe I should take that trip.
Do you want me to show you around the space now? It's quite different than yours.
Different is exactly what I'm looking for.
This is so gorgeous. Everyone here is just super nice.
You're in Europe? What just happened?
I do actually have a date later today, and you are partly the reason.
But how?
Hello.
Hello.
He's the author of the book you gave me. Get out! How about I challenge you to go on some of your revered holidays with someone sometime?
Who are you? How'd you get in here? Why are you here? I'm Henry. I'm Oliver's cousin.
We love you, Miles. Happy New Year. Should we drink?
Let's drink, yes.
Okay.
You know, they talked about it being spicy. I'm an old-fashioned gay. If it's spicy, that means I want to see dick. So I expect full frontal if you're so quote-unquote spicy. You know, like quality movies like Longhorns.
Is it being produced by the Hallmark Channel? Is it the Hallmark? It's being streamed on Tubi, Peacock, and whatever. But is it produced by?
It's produced by
because Hallmark Channel is cringing right now, seeing 4 gay men on the screen. Listen, like, it looks great. I'll just say we're all thinking. I mean, it looks like a very, very privileged romantic comedy that doesn't seem like it would be a real life. But yeah, I guess maybe if I'm home and there's nothing else to watch, I'm throwing it on. Not a big fan of like holiday movies, me. Like I like The Holiday with Queen Latifah. You know, spoiler alert, doesn't end well. But this is, meh.
I'm gonna watch it. I love Kyle.
You do? Yeah. I like Kyle in reality television. I don't know if I love her as an actress. I'm a Kim Richards actress stan. I love her.
Okay, or Race to the Mountain.
I'm sure it will be entertaining, but no awards for this movie. I can tell you that right now.
No. It'll be featured in Hot Spots next month.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Miss Florida FI celebrates 52nd anniversary in style. The 52nd anniversary of the prestigious Miss Florida FI pageantry system lit up the Crystal Ballroom at the venue, also known as the Manor, in Wilton Manors on October 6th and 7th. The night of October 6th featured a dazzling trio of competitions: Miss Florida FI at Large, Mr. Florida Emmy, and Miss Florida FI Supreme. October 7 hosted the Grand Miss Florida FI pageant, drawing top female impersonators and stars from the U.S. and beyond. Congratulations to the new Mr. Florida Emmy, Isaiah Sanchez Hilton, Miss Florida FI at Large, Jalitza Fierce, Miss Florida FI Supreme, Daisha Richards, and the new reigning Miss Florida FI, Gadfrey Arbula. You know, this is a really nice story, and I just want to say that this pageant has literally the best timing in the universe. They literally got to do their 2 big days before any potential storm, and they have plenty of time to get out of Dodge if needed. Good for you.
I was just like in awe. I mean, everyone looked beautiful. And those custom gowns. I mean, respect to anyone who saddles up to participate in one of the Miss Floridas and Mr. Floridas.
Well, I just want to chime in. Miss Gadfrey Abula.
Honey.
Baby, that body.
coming out, right?
I was like,
yeah.
I might be straight.
Right. That is a fabulous picture right there, really.
LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. FANGtasy, October 27th, comes to Wynwood, new outdoor space. Miami's set to experience a Halloween party like no other as FANGtasy takes over Wynwood's hottest new open-air venue on Sunday, October 27th. Attendees will be immersed in the electric atmosphere of Miami's nightlife, all under the stars at the iconic Score nightclub, featuring the haunting beats of internationally acclaimed DJs Aaron and Jirok. FANGtasy promises a night of thrills, chills, and unforgettable memories. This unique Halloween event invites guests to dance the night away in a stunning outdoor space in the heart of Wynwood, surrounded by the vibrant energy that defines Miami's party scene. Tickets are available now at scorenightclub.com. Are you ready to unleash the wild side and experience the night? I am. I like a little spooky little oiled up chest in my face while I dance to my vampire and thriller beat.
Right? Sounds like a fun little journey to jump on the bright line and head on down.
Exactly. I keep thinking it's FANGtasia from True Blood, and I'm just like expecting like hot guys like Eric Northman in it, but like it sounds way too fun.
There will probably still be hot guys there, to be fair.
Yeah.
We can pray.
Yeah.
I'm sure there will. It's going to be fun.
LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida announces a season to shout about. The Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida proudly announces its 15th anniversary season, Shout, Let Your Voices Be Heard. It is sponsored by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Hollywood and promises unforgettable performances celebrating unity, diversity, and the power of music. The season kicks off with the highly anticipated holiday extravaganza, with the first show taking place on December 13th at Sunshine Cathedral right here, followed by a second performance on December 17th at Hard Rock Live. Audiences will be treated to the Hard Rock Live concert featuring a special appearance by none other than Todrick Hall. The celebration continues with Broadway blockbusters on March 21st, 2025 at the Parker. The season will culminate in Dazzling Divas, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida's annual Pride concert on June 21st, 2025 at the Parker. In addition to these performances, the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida will host the Chic and Unique Ball, Crystal Opulence Unleashed on November 2nd, 2024 at the Westin Fort Lauderdale Beach Resort. Tickets for the ball and all performances are available now at GMCSF.org. Woof! It sounds like the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida has a season ahead. And if you haven't treated yourself to one of their concerts, it really is a treat. It's a whole experience. They're dancing, there's video projections. Get a drink before it. It is truly like a night at a really, really high energy pop artist concert. I love the Gay Men's Chorus of South Florida.
It's going to be a lot to do this holiday season.
Yeah.
You see Wells Fargo? That's how you sponsor an event, okay? You bring Todrick Hall back. You bring Todrick Hall. You book them out all the way through Christmas. Thank you, Hard Rock.
Performances.
So I'm going to get canceled online.
That was you.
Right now. But no, this is a controversial statement. I love Todrick Hall. I think he's always given a short stick on TikTok and everywhere else. Love him. I love how the gay men's chorus is bringing him on. It's wonderful.
Yes, love Todrick Hall. Still owe a few friends of mine money, but love ya.
LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up business. Grindr is developing an AI Wingman for enhanced user experience. Grindr is creating an AI Wingman to assist users in finding better matches, enhance conversations, and suggest date spots. The AI, designed with the safety and privacy in mind, could eventually make reservations or spot deal breakers early. CEO George Arson said the AI may even offer advice on sexual and mental health. Xhuman, a company specializing in immersive chatbots, is developing this queer-inclusive technology. Grindr plans to introduce this to 1,000 users this year, with a full rollout by 2027 for its 14 million users. And I am absolutely horrified by this completely.
No, that was Megan's cousin up in that picture. I've seen Megan, and that was her cousin. Okay? No, not doing it.
I'm actually here for this because you know what? I don't want to be the friend that's always like, hey, didn't you just go on a date with somebody yesterday? And now you're on a date with this guy today? So the wingman hopefully will not slut shame, but advise, don't suck a dick tonight. Go to bed.
It's going to be a no for me.
Yeah, I would not advise that. I'd be a much better wingman. I'd be like, go suck that dick tonight. What are you doing on? What are we doing here?
One dick.
Well, you know.
Okay, LGBTQ 1 minute news. Let's queer up lesbian culture. Gay Holocaust survivor Grandma Ellie takes to TikTok to rally voters. The 88-year-old gay Holocaust survivor Grandma Ellie is making waves on TikTok. With assistance from her children and grandchildren, she has embraced the platform with a youthful approach. However, she says her message is very serious. The Holocaust survivor says, I've been around a long time and seen many crises, but never like this one in our country. I wanted to talk to your wonderful people about how important and how crucial the upcoming election is. Do we want to continue our democracy, civil liberties, and free elections, or do we want a wannabe dictator, by his own words, who will go after our freedoms one by one, dismantle them, and then fake vengeance on all?
Hi guys, this is Grandma Ellie again. Before I start talking about my collage, I just wanted to tell you how wonderful it was to hear from you. I loved the likes and all your comments, and they were so heartwarming. So thank you so much for responding. Today's collage, the first one, is called Warning. And guys, don't kid yourselves. Don't be distracted by policy issues. That, unfortunately, is not what this election is all about. The election choice is between democracy and dictatorship. Trump is following Hitler's playbook almost exactly, including lying about everything, including that he cares about you. Hitler said, if you tell a lie big enough and often enough, it will be believed. Sound familiar? Trump and Vance still, to this day, cannot say they lost the election. How unbelievable is that? Warning, warning, flashing red lights. Please get out and vote. Okay, see you tomorrow.
Listen,
she's so cute.
Grandma Alice is probably one of the few survivors left from the Holocaust, and she has officially become my hero. I mean, if an 88-year-old Holocaust survivor is telling you, don't make the same mistake twice.
That's right.
What else do you need?
Exactly.
We need to
vote on November 5th.
And protect Grandma Ellie at all costs.
At all costs.
Protect Grandma Ellie.
I think it was a very sweet message. And I think, when I push Democrats, you have to give people a reason to vote for you. reminding people that the other person is going to be locking up people who he doesn't like. I don't have polling on this, but I have a feeling it's a good motivator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it any better than Grandma Ellie. There was nothing coming after that. She dropped the mic and was not picking it back up.
Well, Grandma Ellie, I hope you run for office one day, and that is today's news for the LGBTQ community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ evening news show. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, Eric Restivo, and on behalf of these LGBTQ reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Alex Morash, Corey Billions, and Alfredo Olvera, we will see you daily at 8 p.m. to our LGBTQ+ world. We wish you good night.